Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi here. Well, I started playing this morning and the server was going to reset, so I tried to get a summit going and I jumped in and we had about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to try to get as many floors done as possible. I'm not going to get a lot done, obviously, but I joined this group and here we have at it. I like the summit. The summit's a good place to level. Sometimes it can be a little bit tedious, but I like it because I can select the loot. I think I've mentioned this before. If you select any greens, if you're just burning them, they give you steel and the other attributed items. I think you get 4 per green. So they're good sources of resource. I have my tank build here. I think I'm going to do a video on that. I did a heroic manhunt for Chirpy and spoke a lot about the build. One of the things with the deflector shield, it's good. It's kind of like passive damage you get to do just by standing there. I also have some attributes. As the enemies get near me, I get more armor. So it's a relatively quick video this morning. I'm going to might do one this afternoon. I was in a legendary Manning Zoo, and that's really interesting. That's a kind of tough legendary, and legendary Tidal Basin is kind of tough as well. I don't know if it's because I've done DCU so many times, or Roosevelt Island so many times, or the Capitol so many times, but those are kind of like cakewalks compared to the other two. So in one sense, you might say, because you don't know the content, but I think they made it a little tougher. So here we are, we're on floor 2. And we're knocking it out. One of the things with this tank build, I got between, I think, 72% damage reduction to yellows. So what's nice about the summit is it doesn't just give you all yellows, so you can't just face roll through here. It's kind of like a legendary. What makes legendaries hard is that they have just the different levels, the reds, the purples, and the yellows, so you can't just make a build that's just going to steamroll right through. Here we're getting through 3. I wonder if we'll make it to the look, we got about 1:52 left. I just would like to get to the loot room. I found with this build it's good for camping the spawn because you get this increase in armor, and when they shoot you they're putting a bleed on themselves, which heals yourself with the Ridgeway. So it's kind of a strategy, but when I've been in groups I've been pushing on the spawns quite a bit with this build. And just to reiterate, I probably say this in every video, but you probably should have 2 or 3 different builds. You know, if you're a DPS weapon person, you probably should have that. You should probably have maybe a DPS version where you're a little more tanky. Maybe you take survivalist, you get 10%, I think, survival elite reduction, and then maybe you have some armor regen. And so maybe you're not doing as much damage, but maybe you're a little more survivable in those cases where you need it. And then you might have like a healer build or a tank build. I mean, you have 150 inventory slots, so it makes sense to have a couple different builds. And what's nice about the division is even when you're in a mission, it has pauses where you can switch loadouts on what you're going to face next. And I talked about that on a lot of legendaries. Sometimes you might need a little more DPS. You might have a great support build, or you might have a great tank build, but then there's times you might need more DPS. You don't need a tank. And as long as you can, also it helps you to play those different styles, because you realize you get a lot of people are doing well at heroics, no directives, and then they go to legendary, and it's such a difference that, you know, they have problems. All right, so we cleared floor 3, so we're out of time at this point. So am I going to make it to the loot room? And we found the key, and there's my dog on cue. And let's see if we can make it to the loot room before we get kicked off the server. It's going to be close. This is like in soccer, the extra penalty time. Yay, got my loot. And I hope this guy gets his loot. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching this short video. Appreciate everyone that watches the videos. Have a great server reset day. And this is Ronan Kazi signing off.
Press space to start.